Shalom. Welcome to A Taste of Torah with Rabbi Carol. Today, I want to share with you from the weekly parsha entitled VaYera. It is the fourth parsha of the year, and it begins in Bereshit, Genesis chapter 18. And remember, I reset for this year, and I'm looking at the first Aliyah, which is the first section of each weekly parsha. So in Bereshit, Genesis 18:1, it says, VaYera Adonai, and Adonai appeared to Abram by the oaks of Mamre as he sat by the tents. But I want to jump down to verse 9. And so Adonai appears to Abraham, and Abraham and Sarah are preparing a meal for him and his visitors. And it's in this context that I want to read verses 9 through 14. So they said to him, these angelic visitors, where is Sarah, your wife? He said, there in the tent. He said, I will certainly return to you around this time next year, and Sarah, your wife, will have a son. Sarah heard him from the entrance of the tent behind him. Abraham and Sarah were old, advanced in years. Sarah was past the age of childbearing. So Sarah laughed to herself, thinking, I am old, and so is my Lord. Am I to have pleasure again? So Adonai said to Abraham, why did Sarah laugh and ask, am I really going to bear a child when I am so old? Verse 14, is anything too hard for Adonai? At the time set for it, at this season next year, I will return to you and Sarah will have a son. How awesome is verse 14? Is anything too hard for Adonai? I'm afraid that sometimes I can be a little like Sarah. When God reminds me of a promise, because this is a reminder, because God has made this promise to Abraham and Sarah many, many years ago. It took about 25 years for the promise of the son Isaac to come to pass. So God is reminding Abraham and Sarah of this promise, and Sarah laughs because in her mind, the promise is gone. The time for a child to be born it has passed, and so she has forgotten about that promise, and she thinks there is no way this is possible. And sometimes that's how we are. God makes a promise to us. His word is full of promises that he has made, and sometimes through this journey of life, we can get worn down in our faith and in our tenacity about God's promises in our lives. And sometimes months and even years go by, and then all of a sudden God speaks once again to us, and he reminds us of that promise. And in our heart, we want to leap for joy and expectation, but there's this part of us that says, it can't happen. God, after all these years, are you truly going to do what you promised? And the answer is yes. So I want to encourage you today. I don't know where you're at in life. I don't know what is happening. I don't know what promise you are waiting for. I know the promises that I am believing God for my life, for my ministry, for my children, my family. And these words from verse 14 ring so loud and clear in my heart. Is anything too hard for God? There's not anything that I am facing that is too hard for God. Yes, he is a God who fulfills his word. So whatever promise he has spoken to you, trust him that it will come to pass. And whatever is going on in your life, maybe you need a miracle right now. I have encouraged through a couple of posts on Facebook this week that God is a God of miracles, and he is speaking that he wants to unleash his miracle working power in the earth again today. So once again, I say, is anything too hard for Adonai? There is not. Friends, rise up in faith. God wants to move in your life today. He wants to change things. He wants to birth in you that promise that he made to you many years ago. So be encouraged, and I hope to see you soon. Join us here at Beth Emanuel on Saturday at 11 o'clock. You come at 10 o'clock for a Kesher Cafe. You can have a cup of coffee. We look forward to seeing you. God bless. Bye.